Hello, Facebook friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell, per usual, on this good Thursday morning. I believe that it is April the 17th, 2025, and it is 9:21 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I am up at home, relaxing. My kiddos just went off to school. Everybody except Mally or whatnot. He's here with me, so he's still asleep. But I had got up this morning, got in the shower, did my hair removal, skincare routine, threw my wig on, flat ironed it out a little bit, and threw on me some leggings and a shirt, per usual. I put on some boots. Like I'm about to get ready to go somewhere, and a bitch ain't about to get ready to go nowhere. Anywho, it was something that I wanted to talk about, though. As I was scrolling up YouTube this morning before I had got out the bed, I happened to see something that said like I believe like 13 or 17 or some amount of people. I think it said like 13 or 17 individuals came up missing after going on an interview from Indeed. Now I'm going to take this back to 2011, 2012, somewhere up in there. I was just getting hip to like putting my resume and stuff on Indeed per se. Like, let me see. I had took my CNA class. I think I was 18 years old, and I was just about to turn 19 because I finished it in April, and my birthday is in July. So I was, because I took my CNA class in 09, I believe. I also went to medical assistant school too. I just didn't finish the last 2 months of medical assistant school. And when I didn't finish that, I just went and took a CNA class real quick and then jumped right into the field. But anyway, I had got a call from the medical team. And I'm not talking about the medical team as a company. That used to be one of my favorite jobs or whatever. But back in 2011, when I had first started working for the medical team, they had called me off of Indeed. And they said that I had submitted my resume to their company and they were interested in me and they had wanted to hire me. And I'm like, Actually, I was with Al's mom, my baby daddy mama. Back then, we was on our way to Sam's Club or something. And I'm like, Mama D, this job just called me. They said they wanted me to come in for an interview, but I didn't apply for them. She like, oh, well, shit, somebody, it probably just was on a job app, like a job board, like Indeed or Career Builders and shit like that. So she like, oh, they probably just got your resume off of there. Go ahead and apply for the job or whatever. Go ahead and go to the interview. And I did. I went to the interview. I got hired for the job and everything. I think I ended up working for the medical team like 4 years or whatever. And it was a cool job or whatnot. And I say that to say I didn't apply for them though. Granted, I put my resume on a job board. I still didn't apply for them. And when they called me, they said that I had applied for the job. I remember it clear as day. On the way to Sam's Club. Then I recently had that happen back in 2023. This job had called me from Indeed. It was a home care agency. And they had called me and they were like, this was 2024, actually, the beginning of 2024. I was just telling my friend yesterday, like, I think like the last home care job I had, one of the last ones was in 2024. Was it 2024? Or it was 2024 or 2023. This particular job that I'm talking about. And it was for this home care company out in, I don't know if it was like maybe Ann Arbor or Ypsi or somewhere out in there. The home care company was located in Downriver, but the site that they wanted me to go work was out in like Ann Arbor, Ypsi, or Saline or somewhere like that. It was far, but I needed a job at that time. So I had ended up taking this job, but I know I didn't apply for it. And when I went to the interview and everything went smooth or whatnot. It was only 2 people there though, and they were the people who were hiring. So I'm like, okay. I end up going to the little home care job. I only worked there for 4 days because something in the milk wasn't clean. And I was telling this to my friend yesterday. I'm like, when I got there, they kept on trying to hurry up and rush me to do med training because they wanted me to pass meds. But my med training class was coming up like in the following week or two after I had got hired. And I was only on like day 2 or 3 before the supervisor started asking me like, hey, look, you want to take one of these Xanax? Like, you know. And then like some of the other colleagues, coworkers or whatnot, it's like I would see them pass meds and things like that. And I know that they were stealing pills. Just like they used to be stealing the disabled people's bridge cards. So, and I witnessed that firsthand. Like the lady kept asking for her bridge card. And that's what I be saying about group homes, nursing homes and shit like that. You have to go and check on your people sometimes because everybody don't got a good heart. And this lady, she wanted to eat a certain type of food. But the people who were working there, they wanted to cook what they wanted to cook. And the lady took the client's bridge card and she went grocery shopping for her personal house. Yes, the fuck she did. Yes, she did. Then she came and went grocery shopping to get the lady the little stuff that she wanted for the group home. And that's why she was saying like, well, can I have my bridge card? Because you didn't get everything I wanted. But she wasn't able to get everything the lady wanted because she had already took the other groceries back to her house. And anywho, they kept on asking me like, oh yeah, I can't wait till you get ready to pass meds. I can't wait till you get ready to pass meds. But under the same breath, y'all asking me like, oh, do you take pills? Or, you know, I'm seeing y'all do certain shit. Oh, this is Mari's teacher. I have to get ready to text her back in a second. But, my baby went to school today. And that's good. He didn't go yesterday, though. But that's because Lex and Lily, they damn near act like they was trying to sneak out the house. I was up all morning yesterday. I had made a video at like 4 o'clock in the morning and stuff, too. But then I had fell asleep around like 6:30. And my baby didn't end up going to school. But I seen Lex and Lily as they were getting ready to walk out as Al was picking them up. I'm like, why y'all didn't wake Mari up? They're like, oh, because he wouldn't get up. But they act like they was damn near trying to sneak out the door. However, I don't wake Mari up when the big kids and stuff get up because they spend an hour, 2 hours in the bathroom arguing, Lex and Lily arguing over who gonna be in the mirror. So I just tell them to go ahead and get dressed and then wake Mari and Mally up last. But I got my baby up today or whatever. I meant to braid his hair, but anywho, I had clipped his ends yesterday and stuff. And I told him to put his hair in a ponytail because I keep trying to get him to practice putting his hair in a fucking ponytail. And he ended up losing his scrunchies and all that type of stuff. So he woke up today, his hair was a little bit frizzy. And I just threw it in a ponytail for him to go to school. But I'm going to try to braid him down when he come back home or whatever. But anywho, hopefully he has a good day at school today. Let me get back to my message. These people, they wanted me to hurry up and go into the med training class because they were stealing pills. And you know, when you have jobs like that and you passing meds and narcotics and stuff come up missing, that's some serious ass shit. So as I'm noticing like these motherfuckers steal pills and shit like that, I don't want to take the med passing class. But in order to work at this home care company in this particular house where we had 1, 2, 3, 4 clients that were all disabled, one being traumatic brain injury and the other ones, they were just adults with learning disabilities. One was a paraplegic. So the other two, one of them can walk around, 2 of them was paraplegic, one was a traumatic brain injury, and those were the 4 people in the group home. I started noticing that they were stealing pills and shit. So when they kept on saying, do I want a med pass, I said no. But in order to work there, you have to become a med passer because, you know, just in case somebody can't come into work, you taking over somebody else's shift or something like that, you need to be able to pass meds. And I understand that. Again, I've been in the field. But I'm like, okay, no. So then they sends me to go do a transportation run. They have a transportation van for this group home. And I needed to go to like Concentra or something to get my blood drawn or whatever. So they like, oh, you could just drive the company van. I'm like, no, because I had drove my car. I'm like, no, I could drive my car. They like, well, no, we want to make sure that you can drive it or whatever. And it was like a transportation van, you know, where you could put the wheelchairs in the back or whatnot. So I would like to say it was probably like a 16 passenger or something like that. And I'm like, okay, so I get to drive in this transportation van, and it's just me in it because none of the residents have to go anywhere. I was just running up the street to take the drug test for the company. Well, I got to take the freeway. And on the freeway, you got to go through this little curve or whatnot. Mind you, I'm up in no man's land. I don't know where I'm at. So you got to take this little curve or whatever. And as I'm driving the work van, I noticed that it's like a little shaky. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's this because it's an oversized vehicle and I'm not used to driving like a 16 passenger van. So I'm driving the speed limit, safe, 10 and 2, seatbelt on, every fucking thing. But I noticed that as I'm on the freeway, I can't really go past 40 or it just starts shaking uncontrollably. So I'm like, okay, I'm driving real slow. And I instantly start channeling my daddy. And if anybody knows me and knows the story of my dad or whatever, like when I met my dad and I started talking to him or whatever, he was telling me how he was in the middle of a lawsuit and suing the state of Georgia. And he was telling me like, yeah, Aaliyah, I was in the transportation bus, like the transportation van or whatever. And I'm assuming he said it flipped over like 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. And he had an injury from that. And that's why he was able to sue the state of Georgia or whatever, or the company or whatever the case may be. My daddy used to be calling me like, Aaliyah, as soon as I get this lawsuit, I'm going to send you some money. Aaliyah, as soon as I get this lawsuit, I'm sending you and my grandkids some money. And I'm like, okay, daddy, but I'm never really too getting my hopes up about it because granted, I knew my dad all my life. He never took care of me. And again, I say it like when I turned 26, I drove down to Georgia to meet my daddy and like actually spend quality time with him. However, he ended up passing 2 years later when I was 28 years old. And before he got any lawsuit or settlement or anything like that. So he had never sent me any money. But I wasn't just like banking on it, relying on it, or making it seem like, oh, I just want to know my daddy because he's in the middle of a lawsuit. Like, no, I always wanted to know my daddy. Like, what daughter doesn't want to know her daddy? You get what I'm saying? But I ended up growing up without one. And, you know, hey, life is life. Those are the cards I was dealt. But anywho, as I was driving this medical van, I instantly started channeling my daddy. And he like, slow down. Slow down, Aaliyah, slow down. So I'm driving extra slow, like 20 miles per hour or less. And I'm coming up against this curve. And even though I'm driving the curve slow as fuck, the van is just like shaking real bad. And it's damn near making it seem like it want to fishbowl and go all off the side of the road or whatever. And I was really nervous. So I'm like, okay. And I just started praying the whole time. And at the same time, I'm just channeling my daddy. He like, you got to be careful, Aaliyah. You got to be careful or this van will flip over. So I'm like, okay. And mind you, I done drove a U-Haul before and everything. I was never having no problems with it shaking or fish bowling or, you know, nothing like that. So I'm like, damn, is these people trying to set me up? Like, I already didn't apply to work for this job. However, they swore up and down that I applied. But I did need a job. So I went ahead and did the process and took the job or whatever. But damn, as soon as I started working at this bitch, y'all trying to see if I want to take Xanax and shit like that. I don't take no fucking pills. And mind you, this is the supervisor of the home, as well as the other co-workers of the home, asking me, do I want to take pills and shit? Then being fascinated about my daddy at that. Like, oh, you don't talk to your dad, or you know, you don't have a relationship with your dad. Like, what did your dad hit the lottery? Blah, blah, blah. Asking me all types of weird questions. Right. Then I have to drive this van that you guys insist that I drive so that I can learn how to drive it just in case I have to take the residents anywhere. But as soon as I'm driving it, it's like, damn, the brakes barely work on this bitch. It's shaking and all this type of shit. Your car is supposed to be up to par. Anyway, when you're doing any type of transportation, you even got to go get your own personal car inspected when you want to lift. and Uber and shit. You have to take your car, make sure you have good brakes, headlights, all that type of stuff. The seat belts work, everything. You have to get your car inspected or you can't Lyft or Uber. And that's the same thing when you run a transportation company or you're transporting patients back and forth. You need to have a car that is up to par. So there is no reason that I'm driving this big, like 16 passenger van that's shaking bad as fuck and the brakes barely work on this bitch. But you have to watch some of these companies that will most definitely send you applications, send you links and stuff like that. The whole time they're there to steal your identity. Some people be knowing that you have lost 401ks and shit like that. And then it be people who own companies and they know that you were left things. Imagine a doctor or a nurse or something who works at the hospital, but also own a group home or a home care company and shit. Especially if people who are wards of the state. You think they ain't taking insurance policies out on these people? They family don't even come and check up on them. Yes, they do. And they be waiting for these motherfuckers to die. And I say that to say people who can run your background and shit like that, they know when you got wills left in your name, unclaimed property, and all types of shit like that. And I've been a target for so long. And these jobs from Indeed, they just kept calling me like, yeah, we got your application. We got your application. We see that you applied. No, you didn't see me apply for that shit. No, you didn't. But they want to, when you go get a job, what you got to do? Show your ID. Show your social security card. You know, proof of this, proof of that. Fill out W-2s, I-9s, W-4s, all that type of shit where you leaving your personal information. You claiming dependents, you got the kids' names and stuff on there. These companies will scam you out of houses, jobs, and anything to get your information. And that's what I was telling my friend yesterday. Like, granted, I had lost my house on Grig stuff. I wasn't, I didn't give my ID and stuff to people like that as far as like an online scam or something like that. And I went all the way downtown, like I said, and did all the stuff that I had to do. But it has been times where I was looking for houses and stuff, and even on Zillow and legit sites, there are people who will list houses that they don't even own. There are people who work at the land bank and they know when houses are about to get auctioned and all that type of shit, so they be scamming on the internet. There are people who are private landlords and shit too. They know their house been in foreclosure. They ain't telling you though. And it's people who will act like they somebody else. And they'll try to rent you a house. They done got your name, your social security, your check stubs to show your proof of income and all that type of shit. They using your shit to go apply for them a house, even though they acting like they a landlord to give you a house. You get what I'm saying? You have to watch even legit companies, because there's always somebody in the inside who might not be legit. And I was looking at that. I'm like, So I'm not the only one who was saying that Indeed, the platform, be having some companies on there that be scamming people. So why did 17 people go to a job interview or go to job interviews and they missing? Not seen, haven't been seen since the interviews? Because these jobs be scamming. And it's been going on for a long time. Because like I said, back in 2011, a job called me on the same type of time. As well as like 2023. Yes, we got your application. Come on in. Like, I didn't apply for them. And you know, on Indeed, you can go back and look at the jobs that you applied for. I went back and seen that I didn't apply for this job. But they insisted. I worked there 4 days before I quit. Because y'all ain't about to kill me up in this van. Y'all not about to be stealing pills and shit and then pinning that shit on me because I'm the new girl. But yes. And you got to watch people too. Hiring people. Oh, they're a CNA. Oh, they're a registered nurse. Oh, they went to school for that. Oh, they're a thief. They're a thief. And shit just be setups. Because I'm trying to figure out, do she know me or something? The fuck she looking all up in my living room window for? But anywho. fixing the house next door. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about that. You got to really be careful. You have to really be careful. It was something else that I wanted to talk about too. Damn. Let me see something. Hold on. Because I had a screenshot of something. My bad. That is so ghetto. But yes, they said 17 people were missing after going on an interview for this job site on Indeed. And this happened in Atlanta, Georgia. Then I also seen something else when I was scrolling up my timeline on YouTube as well. And it was stating that men don't deserve women that make more money than them. And I cannot even wrap my head around that. Because as women, we expect so much from men. Like, we want them to be protectors. We want them to be providers. We want them to be a good parent to our children, a good leader to our household. If anything go wrong, we expect our man to have our back. All types of shit like that. So why doesn't a man deserve a woman just because she makes more money than him? You know, that's what I'm saying. People cannot be equally yoked in this day and time because their mind is so fucked up and they are so surface level. Like, if my man only make $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, but I'm making $100,000 a year, that's my husband. So I don't give a fuck if he make half of what I make in a year, because we're equally yoked. I consider him as one, as my other half. So actually, if he bringing in $50,000 a year and I'm bringing in $100,000 a year, I'm looking at it like we make $150,000 a year. And as long as we're married and we're in love and we're in this relationship, we 50-50 as far as I make more money than you, but I don't think I'm more superior than you. We live in the same house. Granted, you may pay all the bills. I still may make more money than you. But guess what? If it's lacking, then I got it. If you need it, then I got it. Let's say you get fired. Guess what? I'm still making $100,000 a year. So now it's just like you working and you making 50 and I'm working and I'm making 50 until we bounce back. But to say that a man doesn't deserve a woman just because she makes more money than him, that's why a lot of men are insecure. And that's why a lot of women can make men feel like they're less of a man. Because that's just like on Why Did I Get Married with Angela and Marcus. Marcus started off being a football player. Then he messed up his leg or whatever and he was down for a minute. So his money invested in Angela getting a hair salon and starting a hair care line. So she was doubling money. Her husband was injured for a minute, but she was doubling the money that they were making in her hair salon and with her hair care products. To the point now her husband has to come in the salon and work for her. So she's still making like triple the amount that he's making. But it was his money that started her company. So you can never forget where you come from or who invested in you and how things started, who was really shooting with you in the gym. And sometimes that don't always be a good thing, because just like somebody can say, well, I started this company, now I'm about to take you for it all, or now you think you better than me. It can turn into rivalry. But when you really love somebody and you care about somebody, even if you are the woman who's making the most money, you're gonna still respect your husband. And that's what Angela had to learn in the movie Why Did I Get Married? Like, damn, I do make more money than my husband, but he is still a man. And I love him. So the money don't even fucking matter. We getting this shit. Regardless. The kids are taken care of. The house is taken care of. And we on couples retreat. And I love you. Like, I talk shit because I love you. Like, actually, I don't want to go a day without you. And she had to learn how to respect him. And you know, when she learned to respect him and finances came out of the picture, he got an even better job. He became a news anchor for the sports channel or whatever. back in his field, doing something a little bit different, but making more money. And now they're both making a nice amount of money. But it's all about genuine love and affection for somebody, thugging it out, working it out. And yes, it's going to be times where your husband don't got shit, or your wife don't got shit. And you can't just vice versa be belittling a woman because you make more money than her. Because sometimes if it wasn't for that woman who built you up, you wouldn't have shit. That's just like how I was telling my friend the other day too. Like, I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, so I haven't really had to do for a man. But when I was in a relationship, and I'm talking about young as fuck, because me and my baby daddy was talking, we were teenagers. Like, we broke up when I was 26, 27, but I was doing a lot for him. Running the house, going to work myself, taking care of the kids. When he didn't have a job, I was helping him fill out applications. If he needed stuff done for school, I was doing that as well. You need work clothes? Okay, I go to work already. I get my check next week. I'll buy you your work clothes. I'll buy your work shoes. You can drive my car. I'll fill it up. I'll make sure you have lunch money, or I'll pack your lunch for the first 2 weeks because you got to work 2 to 3 weeks in a hole. That's how you help a motherfucker get up off their feet. And then some people, they get up off their feet. They forgot where the fuck it came from, who helped them. And that's what Angela did. She forgot, like, damn, this is the person who did help me. Granted, I make 10 times more money than them. This is the person who taught me what to do. You get it? So a man who has a woman who makes more money than him, that does not mean he don't deserve her. That's what the fuck is wrong with the world. Same thing when it comes to women. It could be a man out here that's rich as fuck. Why can't you date a woman who don't have any money? You rich as fuck. Why can't you invest in a woman? And then she could become rich as fuck too. Now y'all both equally yoked. Who the fuck? Some people be like, I was listening to a reading yesterday. And it was like, sometimes you can't bring people up with you because they'll try to drag you down. That is true. But imagine being with somebody who want to be equally yoked with you, who want to love you, who want to care about you. However, their finances aren't where they want them to be, but yours are above average. You wouldn't want to help that person? Then that means you don't even care about that person enough. It's like some people, you just want to help some people. Some people deserve it. Some people, you just do it out the kindness of your heart. And that's how you get your blessings back too. And some people, you do it out of love. Do you know love is a very powerful frequency? It generates abundance. If you just really love somebody genuinely and they don't got nothing, do you know that loving them is watering them? Like somebody like me, you giving me genuine love is watering my garden. Because I don't even have people to give me genuine love. But just somebody to come into my life and give me genuine love helps water my garden. And guess what? When my garden is getting watered, I'm about to produce, harvest. But as long as you down talking me, belittling me, and not helping me do shit, you taking from my garden. It's like you taking, but you ain't planting no seeds for the future crop. So when you done taking, what the fuck we gonna eat? But if you had came in giving me genuine love and helping water my garden in the simplest way as possible, we could be thriving around this bitch. Like, we have to get it together as people. It's crazy. And sometimes, though, you have to know when some shit is a hindrance. Like, I was talking to my friend as well, and we were talking like being in relationships and people being loyal and stuff like that. And he was giving me an example of talking to a woman, and he like, I should have knew she was loyal basically because when I went to jail, she made sure my money stayed in rotation. She was doing this for me, she was doing that for me, and blase splee. I should have knew that she loved me. Well, granted, that can be true. However, I've seen people do the same thing. Like, oh yeah, she looked out for me while I was in jail. She did this, she did that. But sometimes you don't know what people do to quote unquote look out for you while you're in jail. Like, I know this female who was quote unquote looking out for a nigga while he was in jail, keeping his money in rotation and everything like that. But really, she was stealing from him. And she had stole all his money, drugs, and everything while he was in jail. So when it got time for him to get home and come from jail, she had to start stealing from everybody else, so that it can look like she was doing everything that she was supposed to do, keeping the money in rotation and everything. Really, she was blowing it off, spending it on other niggas and all that type of shit. But when it came time for her man to get out of jail, she had to start getting into all type of Ponzi schemes, scamming, stealing from other people and everything, so it could look like she was keeping her nigga up. And when he got home, he was able to come home to a nice house and all that type of shit, because he thought his bitch was keeping the shit in rotation and shit like that. But really, she was under investigation by the feds, because she became a thief. Because no, she was not keeping your money in rotation. She spent your shit and jacked off on the drugs and got a whole bunch of other niggas involved in the business and shit like that. But when it was time for you to come home, it looked like everything was good, because they had to go and steal from other people and put them in poverty and do fucked up shit, so it can look like they were outside doing what they were supposed to do. They didn't love you at all. Actually, they was having the time of their life blowing through your money while you was in jail. But some people, that person, he just didn't know that. He didn't know all the stuff that his girlfriend was doing while he was in jail. But he wanted to be loyal to her so bad, because he felt like she was thugging it out for him while he was in jail. That's how people end up becoming informants, wrapped up in shit, and going through federal indictments. But anyway, that same person, he was dogging out the woman who he thought wasn't going to be good enough to help him while he was in jail. Like, oh, she don't know how to run the street. She ain't going to be able to move my bag. She ain't going to be able to do this. She ain't going to be able to do that. So I'm going to fuck with this one over here. Whole time, the one who he should have been fucking with, who was laying low key and all that type of shit, guess what? She ain't being indicted by the feds. Guess what she would have did? Held him down. Guess what she would have did? Made the money legit. Cleaned it up. But no. It's like how you see people. Some people, you got to look past the money. That's where so many people get fucked up at. A man don't deserve a woman that's making more than him. You know what? That's why a man stole so much money from a woman before. His own girlfriend, baby mama and shit. Like, damn, if she have more money than me, I've been a cheater, I've been this, I've been that, she'll be able to move on with her life, get married, take care of the kids, have a car, have a house of her own, be with somebody else. She gonna be happy without me. Let me just steal all of her money so I can be the one that's happy and I can look like I'm successful. But that's the mentality of some guys. I can't let no bitch have more money than me. I can't let her look like she got her life more together than me. I'm the man. I'm the man. But I've been sitting back and observing shit ever since I came to this motherfucking earth. I just been observing shit. Laying low, cloaking my energy, and peeping shit. And staying quiet about some shit. That's why people be thinking that I'm so green, so dumb, so stupid, and unaware. But I be peeping all this shit. I really do. Anyway, somebody needs to be careful when applying for houses and jobs. And somebody needs to be aware of their finances and who is it that you're trusting when you're dating. And sometimes I'm hearing Young Dolph right now, it be the ones closest to you. I'm hearing Vezo, it be the ones closest to you that'll do you bad. But I'm hearing Young Dolph, same bitch that says she love you, she'll set you up. Like, money. scamming and money and shit. Like, people, they mistaken being able to scam with somebody and make money with somebody off of scamming as love. That's not love. That's y'all scamming together. That's y'all being criminals together. It's no love there. I don't know why I'm picking that up, but I am. Like, people got swindled out of real, genuine love and connections and shit like that because they thought they was in love with scamming. I don't know. I'm picking that up. I'm hearing, especially like in 2020, back in that pandemic era, I'm hearing like a lot of people got married off of money. Like, yeah, we scammed together. We got these loans together. We did all this together. We up right now. They fell in love with the fact that they came up together. But off of scamming is the download that I'm getting. Like, imagine if you had worked hard with a bitch and really came up off some legit shit. Like, genuine connections and love and shit. I'm hearing there's some people that's about to start getting divorced, or they falling apart, or they dying and their marriages is dying off because you thought that you was in love because of money. And money, it come and goes. Love is for real. So, and when you build a relationship off love, the money comes. Because God don't bless mess. But he do bless what he put together. Is what I'm getting. And it's like he allowed a lot of people to come together based off of money. And now it's starting to fall apart. Now it's like the curse is broken. The veil is lifted off your eyes. Now you're starting to see, oh, I only fucked with this person because we were scamming together. Like, shit, I know if I went down, she was going to bail me out of jail. Shit, if she go to jail, I'm going to bail her out of jail. We've been scamming. I ain't going to tell on her. She ain't going to tell on me. She loyal. She loyal. No, she's a thief and you are too. And y'all don't want to go to jail. It's not loyalty to each other. Or love. Or it ain't even lust. It's just a L. Because then when shit gets serious, for real, and this same person you've been stealing with, lying with, fucking and doing all that type of shit, however, y'all ain't really care about each other for real, somebody eventually gets caught. Or they catch feelings for somebody else because y'all never loved each other for real. And when that type of shit take place, that's when shit fall apart. Oh, he think he gonna leave me for a bitch he really love. I was there when we was stealing together. That's how you get stuck in low vibrational places. You get stuck being a daddy to kids that ain't yours and all that type of shit just because you was stealing with a bitch. And now you don't want to tell on her because she gonna tell on you. And she don't want to tell on you because you can tell on her. Now y'all stuck together. That is not love. But that's what I be saying about some of these relationships. On the outside, you be like on social media like, oh, remember they got married. They got all that money. They had bought them a house. They done had them some kids, started a family. They hate each other in that bitch. Hate. Don't talk. Don't ever laugh. Don't ever have like movie night and stuff. They not mingling or nothing. When they do go out, it's more so business. Like, okay, well, we told people we was married, so we got to go out together. Throw on your hottest outfit. I'm going to throw on my hottest outfit. We going to take pictures for the gram, make this shit look real nice. But you, who want to live like that? Honestly, some people be miserable. And again, I be sitting back watching. Like, And not even just people on Instagram or the social media platforms too. I've seen this shit in real life. Like somebody got multiple houses, multiple cars, and all that. But they wife at home. And every time she call their phone, they rolling their eyes, catching their attitude. Don't want to go home. What the fuck this bitch want now? But if you didn't see that, you would be thinking they was the happiest couple. And so successful. Whole time they thieves together. They married so they couldn't testify against each other. I never want to be in nothing like that. But I'm getting that. I don't know how I started channeling that from just Indeed some people in Atlanta coming up missing from these jobs on Indeed. But I'm trying to tell y'all, this is how the whole scam and shit be going. And when I said, like, people been watching, the feds been watching people for years and shit like that, a lot of people coming up missing and dying and shit because shit be hitting the fan. Again, about false marriages, people getting married for money, all these little scams that just went on, PPP loans, you know, Cash App scams, PayPal scams, insurance scams, and all that type of shit. I'm hearing right now, even the United Healthcare insurance man that just recently got killed, people be getting killed for a reason. I don't know. Ponzi schemes, though. Last night, I said I was going to watch a movie, and I ended up turning on Medea's Witness Protection. And speaking of, the man, he was legit running a company, but the workers who was working for him was running a Ponzi scheme. And they had ended up stealing money from 12 different organizations or whatever, millions. And the church had ended up, the money to buy the church ended up getting stolen. And for some reason, I'm thinking about all that because if you watch my videos, you will remember how I was saying this church stole some money from somebody, though. And they had like hidden monies in the wall. And I'm hearing the fake marriages and people pretended to be married because of money and shit like that. I'm channeling that right now. I'm hearing for the love of money. Like, it's something. People need to learn how to love people genuinely. It's basically what I'm going to wrap it up and say. Like, money, they say money is the root of all evil, but it's not. Because God blesses people with money. Again, he don't bless mess. But when he see his people do hard work, and sometimes you got to stay down till you come up. I'm not going to motherfucking lie. But he eventually showers you with the gifts that you deserve. But when you get it the wrong way, it never lasts. That's just like this. If you steal some money, it ain't going to last as long as money that you work hard for. If you go and steal an outfit, right, out of somebody's closet. Well, I ain't even going to be dramatic and say the story. You go steal an outfit out of somebody's closet and you wear it. This person don't even notice that it's gone or nothing like that. But then you got a friend who come to your house, or you got a maid or somebody, anybody come to your house, your little nephew or something, and they steal one of your outfits. And you notice it. It's like you can't even get mad because that's the same thing you did. And what people need to know is that what you put out is what you get. It's universal law. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. So, granted, y'all done built this relationship and y'all feel like y'all up right now. That shit gonna come to an end because it was never meant to be. It wasn't yours. You didn't work hard for this shit. So you're only gonna be glamored by it for a short amount of time. If you go steal a car, you ain't gonna drive around in that bitch for a long time. You either gonna sell it or you're gonna take it to the chop shop, right? You ain't gonna just steal a car and be able to drive. I don't give a fuck if you go went and stole a Rolls Royce. You really want a Rolls Royce, don't you? But you can't drive that bitch because you would get your motherfucking head blew off. It won't last long. You're going to have to sell it or take it to the chop shop. And because it's a Rolls Royce, you think they're not looking for that bitch? The chop shop's on alert. Nobody bet not get caught driving that motherfucker. I bet not see the same kind of rims I had on that bitch, or it's off with your head. You get what I'm saying? That's the same thing when it comes to anything. Oh, you stole my fucking money? It's off with your motherfucking head. Even if it don't happen right then and there, it happens eventually. So if you go get into a fake ass marriage based off some fake ass money and some fake ass image, that shit only gonna last a little while. You can't fall in love with fake. You can't fall in love with fake. And that's why they say like real recognize real and shit. Real love is genuine. You can really tell when people really love each other. You can tell when people really worked hard for their money. They don't play about their shit. You got a different respect for money when you work hard for it and when you steal it. Because when you work hard for it, you put your blood, sweat, and tears in that shit, that's yours. But when you steal it and it end up missing or something, you can't be mad. You know why? Because you stole it in the first place. it's something, somebody's going through that with love. Maybe somebody getting a divorce or something. And maybe these people own companies, because I started off talking about how 2 different jobs from Indeed swore up and down that I applied to work for them, and it was a lie. And one of the companies was trying to set me up. They kept trying to get me to pass meds but take meds too. Like, you don't want a Xanax? Here, take a Xanax. Bitch, you ain't about to. No. Somebody put their trust in somebody all for the love of money. It's a relationship. Like, y'all, this, and it's probably dealing with the medical field, because I'm picking up on this like this. Like, you know how sometimes nurses and drug dealers today, or they say like a drug dealer and a CNA or a medical assistant is the perfect couple, because that bitch can go and steal pills and shit like that, or write scripts, and he can sell it. So winner, chicken dinner up in this bitch. It's something like that. Like, somebody was doing some type of Ponzi scheme, some type of crooked ass shit with a bitch, or with a spouse, or somebody who they probably was attracted to physically, but that's it. And they came up with some idea like, oh, well, you know, I work at the... Speaking of the medical team and being in fields like that and passing pills, when you work in places like a nursing assistants and assisted livings, and you have like a med cart, you're supposed to lock the med cart in the med room. But when you go through training, they always say, well, what would you do if somebody came and robbed the building? Like, you hand over the med cart. You never try to fight with a thief. If they come pulling a gun to your head or something, and they want all the pills in this bitch, all the syringes, all the narcotics, you give it to them. You give it to them. That's the reason that we have walkie-talkies and shit like that. But you don't never try to fight for your life at gunpoint and shit like that over some pills. You hand that shit right the fuck over. And I used to joke all the time, like, well, shit, let somebody come and let these motherfucking jobs not pay me enough, and watch I have somebody pretend to rob this bitch so I can give away the med card. I used to joke about that all the time. Somebody probably been doing some shit like that, though, for real. Like stealing pills, giving it to their boyfriend or something for them to sell or something like that. And on top of getting into or stealing people's social security cards or numbers or checkbooks or something. Because I was just talking about how I worked at the group home, and the ladies was stealing the people's social security card, grocery shopping for their own house and shit like that. And I worked at an assisted living where somebody stole one of our clients' checkbook and wrote himself a check for $20,000. That's why I be saying, when my uncle I used to go to the hospital and places where my grandma was in there every day, every other day or anything. They knew me by name. And I used to be telling my cousin, too, when it got to the point where my uncle had to go to the nursing home and the assistant livings and shit, I'm like, make sure you be checking his shit. They phones, they IDs, they social security cards and shit like that, checkbooks, because some people don't give a fuck. And they take advantage of the old and the disabled. Somebody was stealing with they nigga or they bitch or something like that. And they thought that they was in love. Because they was getting so much money. Because they was getting away with the crimes. It was like Bonnie and Clyde or some shit like that. And now the curse is broken. Like, maybe the money is going away. The actual spell that this bitch probably put on this nigga is actually broken for real. They're getting caught, maybe indicted. Maybe they feel like they being followed, watched by the feds or something. And they started to realize, like, damn, I don't even fuck with you for real. I don't even love you for real. Like, I was doing all this shit with you. Now I'm on the verge of going to jail or something. Like, I want a divorce. I want out of this. I want out of this. Somebody is going through this right now. I can feel the energy. But it's like you in too deep. It's like, no. You do the crime, bitch. You do the motherfucking time. And it's going to be an example for other people. You don't got to sell your soul. You don't got to turn your back on people who really love you. You don't got to do none of that. You wait for the divine timing and you going to get your shit regardless. Everybody is. But you fuck up the rotation when you start taking shit from people that you ain't supposed to be taking. That's just like if you got any type of product. If I'm selling food, but my kids, they come and eating up some of my food that I want to sell, then you taking from the product. Therefore, I can't get pros. If you sell weed or whatever the fuck you sell, and people keep on coming in, I'm taking the AFI here, taking the AFI here, taking the AFI here, taking the AFI here, but never putting back in, it's like, okay, now you're taking away from my pros. You're taking my product, you're taking away from my pros. Somebody is realizing like this relationship was based off of what you can do for me, literally. And they was scamming. I'm hearing scamming bad. I'm hearing insurance, car insurance. Somebody was scamming with car insurance as well as pills. In some way, somehow, the church is involved in this shit. I'm hearing pyramid schemes. Y'all know how they do the pyramid schemes where like you send this person $100, they send this person $100, this person $100, this, and they call it a pyramid. So you go from the hundreds, then you go to 200, then the 300s and shit like that. Somebody was doing that. Like they created a whole Ponzi scheme that they kind of tried to make look legit. And now it's starting to hit the fan that none of this shit is legit. And that's why I started off talking about Indeed. Indeed is a very legit company where you can apply for jobs. However, that doesn't mean that everybody who uses the platform is legit. And I started off this video talking about how these jobs hired me and swore up and down that I applied to work for them, and I never did. And it was bringing me to the YouTube video that I seen on my timeline this morning saying 17 people in Atlanta came up missing after they were caught for an interview off of Indeed. Somebody did this whole big organization to try to make some money look legit. I'm hearing to clean up blood money, and the shit is hitting the fan. And all these fake ass marriages and shit is falling apart. And the circle is falling apart. It's like these friends, they realize that they never liked each other. They just ganged up with each other to do fucked up shit. And now they thought that they was loyal to each other, but they wasn't loyal to nothing but the scam. They wasn't loyal to anything but the thought of getting the money at the end. And that's why everything is falling apart right now. Because your loyalty didn't lie within love. Like, I'm loyal to you because I love you. It was like, I'm loyal to you because I can use you. And that is so fucked up. And that's why this whole organization that I'm channeling right now is falling apart. Because you don't know how to do shit genuine. In the right way. I ain't even saying that. I ain't even gonna say you don't know how to do shit legit. You don't know how to do shit with good intentions. With love in your heart. You know how they say you can't do nothing without God? God is love. You can't do nothing without love. So if you're going into anything, you need to be going into it with love in your heart. Even a job. If you know damn well you don't care to take care of seniors and shit like that, I mean, take care of old people and shit like that, you shouldn't go be a caregiver of any sort. Because your heart got to be in it. That's the message that I'm getting. Put a little love in your heart. Like you wanted to put a little money in your pocket. Have a great day, guys. I love you. Y'all see how I just start talking and I don't stop talking? That's what I mean by I be channeling. I just start talking. I don't know what I'm going to say. It just come out. But it be true. Anywho, see y'all.